Oh. Oh, okay.
We're alive.
Wait. Ow. Yeah, I'm alive.
Yeah, you are alive. We got that glare again today. That's because it's nice and sunny out.
Yeah.
Should we move the whole thing? And I could come over your way?
Or if we move it
like that. Let's do that. You scooch over here.
I'll scooch over there.
And then we can you can see the drawing that my brother did.
There you go, up there.
Above my door, this little guy right here.
Yeah. Gee, you don't even need a pointer. How cool is that? I don't,
right? So right here, my brother drew that, I think when he was in college. And I'm not going to say how old he is now, but it's a little girl. I said guy, I'm sorry. It's a little girl standing in line at a soup line with her plate, which is chipped.
Oh.
And I told my brother I loved it and I had to have it. And so he gave it to me. And then years later, he told me that he did the whole line.
Oh my.
It was for a project in art school or whatever.
Yeah.
And he did the whole line, which years later I said, I want the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so he did finally give it to me.
Super duper.
But they are different scale. They're a smaller scale than her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great picture for in there.
She just reminds me that not everybody has a kitchen.
That's true. Not everybody has enough, and enough is enough.
So she has lived in my kitchen. My brother thinks it's a little bit morbid. And I'm like, but I don't think so. She's lived in my kitchen ever since I've had her.
It reminds you too that you waste not, want not.
Exactly.
That sort of thing. Mm-hmm. So anyway, welcome aboard.
Nice little shot of my little girl up there.
Yeah. I never knew the story. It's nice to know.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen the picture for all these years.
Like a million times.
And I've often wondered
why in the world do you have this little girl in your kitchen?
It's kind of kitchen-y like. I mean, it's serving meals and things like that.
A plate in her hand.
Yeah. So I just thought, and you're always serving people food and everything. So it's kind of like your forte.
I do like to serve people food.
She really does. She made me a soft-boiled egg this morning with toast. So
sourdough toast.
Sourdough.
You know what? Okay, so a few weeks back we were talking about when fruits are on sale at the grocery, like that's the best time to get them.
Yeah.
Okay, so I stopped by the grocery the other day on the way home at Kroger, and they have pineapples for 87 cents each.
Wow.
Right. So I was like, wow, I'm going to pick up a pineapple. Like I haven't had a pineapple for a long time, and I picked one up. Now, I realized that they were not ripe.
Right.
But here in mainland USA, it's a rarity for us to get ripe pineapples. So you bring them home and you let them ripen a little bit, and then they're quasi okay. We don't get really good pineapple here. You have to be in Hawaii.
Yeah.
or
someplace like that. Yeah.
But so I let it sit out on my counter for close to a week. And so yesterday I cut it up. We were going to have pineapple with breakfast this morning, but it's in the refrigerator. I brought donuts. It's not good.
Didn't have a donut.
It's not good.
I'm sorry. Put it in something. You'll find something.
I don't even know.
Go get a
I may just be flushing that 87 cents down the drain.
Oh my God, that's killing her.
Yeah, it is killing me.
It just kills her. She can toss a piece of furniture because it's taking up space. But God forbid she throw away an 87-cent pineapple.
I know.
And I'm the opposite. That 87-cent pineapple is too much work. Out it goes. But no, I got to keep everything.
You wouldn't have even bought the 87-cent pineapple. You would have bought the pineapple that was already cut up.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, right. I know. I know you very well. I know you would have.
So anyway, 3/4 into our broadcast here.
3/4 in. We're like 2 minutes in.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
Sunday, April 24th, number 91. Yeah, our crochet
and we
day.
have a good morning from the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee, East Tennessee. Good morning to you.
Hey, next weekend we will be
in Crossville, Tennessee.
See, so you never know. We might be coming live. Oh, I need to. I got a dot here.
In Colorado.
Yeah.
Colorado, we have. Hello. I hope you don't have too much snow.
They were getting weather.
I know.
They are having fires too, aren't they?
Arizona.
Oh,
I don't know. Was Colorado getting fires too?
All right.
And
Michigan.
snow. I mean,
West Baden,
and Michigan, in Indiana.
I love West Baden. Have you ever been there?
No,
that's French Lick.
Oh, French Lick. Yeah.
Yeah. The other side with the big dome.
Yeah.
Hotel.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is the most amazing place.
I think Jamie is.
Well,
I think
that might be
that maybe where my husband is right now.
Yeah.
If you see him, say hi. He looks like
It's so cool. Our room actually had a curve to it.
He looks kind of like Doc.
Yeah.
one of the dwarfs. My husband looks kind of like Doc. Big ears,
So if you're in West Baden, look for Doc. He's
Yeah.
got big ears, kind of a bald head. Fun.
He's down there.
Whatever.
He's down there golfing right
now. So anyway,
no snow here. No fires yet. North Dakota had North Dakota had snow. Oh, you got 70s. I don't think we're in the 70s yet here today.
We are 73.
Shut the front door. Are we
Shut
really?
The front door. We are 73. So right here on my watch.
That's what your watch says.
Sorry, Sarah. Did you ever have that happen to you? Here you're having this conversation and your phone is like set to where you've been. Oh, wait. Oh,
I'm just gonna
make us better.
Well, yeah.
You want to see my girls
and my yeah.
Well, more than my.
We have crochet today.
Yeah. See, I'm crocheting today. Isn't this cool?
I know it says we're a knitting podcast, but really we're
an
all fiber.
We're an all fiber kind of. Well, no, not yet. I always wanted to learn how to weave.
Stop it.
But
stop. You can't.
I can't because I can't have another obsession.
No.
So I've never gone that route. And I was tempted at Greencastle to get one of those spinner things that hold that.
Oh, the hand spinner.
The hand spinner.
Like the drop spindles.
Yeah, because it's mesmerizing. It really is. It's just you just sit there and it just sort of spins down and yeah, I think
I would start feeling like
I'd be
spider.
I'd be asleep in about 10 minutes. It'd be like see, when I really want to go to sleep, I ask my husband, how come a plane stays in the sky and a boat doesn't sink? And then he explains it to me and I'm not like a light. So yeah. One time
that's just Mikey talking that puts you to sleep, I think.
Yeah, no, Mikey's really pretty interesting to listen to when you think about it. Because he's really smart and he really knows all these fun things.
You would have to be thinking about it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He goes a little deeper than what I think needs to be done. And that drives me crazy. But when I was working as a nurse, he actually read my journals more than I did.
I know. That's too sad. Oh my goodness.
My husband's creative reading, we're getting ready for the cruise, right, is a stack of Scientific America. Right. And Wired and some other thing. That's his relaxed reading. And I'm like, can you read just for me? Will you read a novel just for me?
Jack Ryan, figure out what's
do something with Jack, So I finished the series. Have you done Jack Ryan on is it Netflix or Prime? One of them? I think it's Prime.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I think it's Prime.
Yeah.
But I am not 100% sure, guys.
I think it's Prime. But anyway, if you've done Jack Ryan, he's Jack Reacher. Sorry, I'm calling him Ryan. Why am I calling him Ryan? I don't know why I'm calling him Ryan. It's Jack Reacher, not Jack Ryan.
Well, there's two. There's Jack Reacher and Jack Ryan. Jack
Ryan is Tom Clancy. Yeah. That's Tom Clancy. I'm getting myself confused. Too many Jacks in my life. Next thing you know, I'll be talking about Jack Daniels.
Well, have you been doing some drinking lately?
Yeah. No.
I mean, you did get on a little kick there.
I did. Where I was on the cruise.
Yeah,
no. And my husband's thinking about the same thing. And he's like, because we were I said, do you want me to get the big package for the cruise? I said, drinks and everything. And he's like, well, how much is it? I said, it's $50 some a day. And he goes, so each of us? And I said, yeah. And he said, I don't think we'd spend $100,
If you just paid for your drinks.
Yeah, you'd be
Right.
better off
Yeah.
just doing that. And he goes, besides, you don't need any more alcohol in you.
No, she doesn't.
I bought
absolutely does not need.
I bought
any more
these
alcohol in her.
4 cans of a pineapple martini
Right.
at Total Wine, and I got sick the next day. I mean, I was like hungover. It was awful.
But you only drank one.
And I didn't even drink one. I mixed it with pop, with Sprite.
Oh my goodness.
So, but I got hungover, and so Mikey figures it might have something. I don't know what he says. Whatever. So I don't know, but we get drinks in the casino. So I figured if nothing else, I told him I said, just go down to the casino, stand in the casino, find somebody and tell me you want a bottle of water, and then walk out. Because once you're in the casino, you don't have to be gambling. You just have to be in the casino.
Okay. So
Yeah.
a little different than like
Yeah.
Vegas.
Yeah. And
in Vegas, to get a cocktail or a coffee, even early in the morning, you have to be playing.
Right. And this ship, I think, actually has a bar in the casino. So that works out even better, because then you can just you can go up and get it. Some of the other ships, they took them out of that so that people like us who get it in the casino just go in and get it for free and then walk around with it.
Right.
And take it wherever we want to go.
Kim is saying good morning from rainy, snowy Winnipeg, Canada.
Oh,
hello.
Hi, Kim. Someday I'm going to go to Winnipeg, and it might be next year, because you have to go to Winnipeg to get on the train to go to Churchill, Manitoba, to go play with the polar bears.
Really?
Yeah, it's a 2-day train ride, and you have to stay there for at least 2 days, because the train has to come 4 days, because the train comes back and then the train goes back. So that's our 4 days in Churchill, Manitoba. It's way up here. It's like and Winnipeg's like here, and Churchill's like way up here. And that's one of the things I want to do. And it's 2-day train ride. And Mikey's like all excited. He said he'd do that with me. So
well, good.
Yeah, because it's a train. He likes his train. Yeah,
boys like trains.
Yeah, he does. And the Canadian trains are far better than the United States trains, because they do use them a lot.
Well, yeah.
And like I learned when we were in Europe that people don't always fly. They take a lot of the car, like if they're going, they use those boats that you put your car in,
Mm-hmm.
and then they sit for a day and a half do their business and everything on the boat to get to like Copenhagen, and then they drive their car in Copenhagen, and that's how they do their business a lot of times. They don't do a lot of flying like we do. We go round and round, but we don't have too many. I did that once across Lake Michigan. Oh, that was not good. That was
what did you do on Lake Michigan? You took a boat?
Yeah, you took a boat in Milwaukee. You could drive your car onto it, and it goes over to Holland, across Lake Michigan, and then we drove home from Holland. My dad did that.
You are extra. So extra. I'm going to do this just so I can say I've done it.
I do standard stuff. Don't get me wrong. But I like going to weird. My goal is to go to like crazy places,
But not crazy dangerous for you places.
No. Just different.
Off the wall. Different.
You want to go like
to Crossville, Tennessee.
Yeah,
because you've never been there.
Never been there. Yeah, and I don't want you to drive by yourself. That would be terrible for
my
you.
Husband, I don't. So I love my husband. Don't get me wrong. I've been married to him for a very long time. And so he's flying out to help his parents move from Nevada to Tennessee. So he's a one-way ticket to Nevada, and then he's driving a rental truck from Nevada to Tennessee. And then Deb and I are going to go and pick him up and bring him home. And then he was like, you should see if Deb can go with you, because I really don't want you driving by yourself. Now, 3 weekends ago or whatever it was, I drove the same amount of distance up to Wisconsin. To
be with Tori.
To hang with my daughter for a weekend. And he didn't have a problem with that at all. But so if you guys understand the inner thinkings of men's minds, like, let me know, because that one has me confused.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. But I get to go, so it's okay.
She gets to go. So she's like, I'm like, and then he says, he said something like, he said something about you riding in the back on the way home. And I go, no, Deb will not be riding in the back. You'll probably want to drive because you're the boy and you like to drive. But I will be in the back because Deb either needs to be in the front or driving.
She gets car sick.
Otherwise, she gets car sick. So I know this because I've traveled with Deb. I understand this, and I'm totally good with it. But no, it won't be you and I in the front.
No, he seemed to think they're going to have some sort of, I don't know.
No.
I mean, like, I'm not even going to exist in the car. Knowing him, he probably want to put me in the trunk. Either
way this unfolds, I'm in the back.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, we'll have done our show probably before we leave.
Hopefully.
So, and then the next Sunday, Sue will have to fill you in because I'll be gone. And then she can tell you all about the trip home. Yeah, it'd be real exciting. I'm telling you, I'm looking forward. Yeah, that ought to be good times had by all, I'm going to look for every diner, drive-ins, and dive place I can go and tell them we have to go there.
Right.
Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be good.
Yeah.
That would be good. There's a few here in Indy that they've been to.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I know one place he went to in Carmel, and the poor guy ended up closing because he couldn't handle the people waiting in line and keep staff there because it was a smaller place. It was only like a 20-seater.
Right. And it just inundated him.
And it just inundated, the whole bit.
Bad.
And that's unfortunate. It's sort of like the Guy Fieri or the diners, the Triple D. He likes to use a lot of initials. Guys, Groceries Games, the Triple G with Triple D, and now he's calling. They just did the Tournament of Champions again with all these chefs, and he's calling it TLC. And it's like, I'm like, what show am I watching here? It's getting to be crazy, and I don't know have you ever seen that? If you get
the Tournament of Champions,
if you get a chance on Food Network, if you find it, watch one of them. Holy crap, those guys are unbelievable. Mm-hmm. I know it's probably all staged, but maybe it isn't. But I'm just saying, I had to look up on this last one what actually they were doing. I'd never even heard of what one of the things was, like Gillette something, and it was some sort of.
And it wasn't shaving their legs?
No, and it wasn't using a razor or something like that. And I'm going, holy crap and a cracker. Plus, when they serve it, it's on top of this with mush and over here, and they can taste all these fine notes. Well, did it taste good or not? They never say that. They just say, oh, this is a marvelous plate of food. Like the egg. It's a beautifully formed object that's sitting in this bowl. that just rolls around perfectly.
I wouldn't expect these ingredients to go together, but they do.
And I'm like, just say it really tastes great, or it needs a little more acid. Okay, fine. I whatever. But not being a cook, I don't get it. So anyway.
But you have fun watching those shows.
But I am a sewer, and watching like yeah, Project Runway.
Oh yeah, I love watching.
I get into those sort of things too, and it's like, and
they only did one season of the one with what's his name? Oh my gosh, I'm
losing your name.
One of the Queer Eye guys, the Tuck Thad. What's his name? Somebody tell me what his name is.
Oh, I know which one it was. It was like
the little guy with the.
Right.
Yeah.
They only did one season, and that was a really good show.
That was a great show.
That really was I like that almost better than Making the Cut, which is Heidi Klum and Tim Gunn. The second season was better than the first season. I don't know if there's going to be a third one or not. It's very expensive to make, from what I understand. I don't know if Amazon's going to
making the
go.
cut.
Yeah, making the cut.
I wish they would do another one of those that series.
Yeah, that was a good series. I could do that. That would be really good. So, whatever. You just get into what you get into. You know, last night there was nothing really good on TV. So what was I watching? Big Bang Theory.
Well, yeah.
I can practice.
Because Bazinga.
Yeah, Bazinga!
Bazinga.
Or Bazooka.
No, Bazinga. Bazinga.
Oh.
Not bazooka, it's Bazinga.
Oh, okay. They were just
That's what Sheldon like calls out when he gets somebody sarcastically.
It was the one I was watching last night was the ones with the Stockholm getting ready to go to Stockholm. Like find out Penny's pregnant. And then they're in Stockholm and everything. And he's like, is that Buffy the Vampire
Slayer?
Oh, hi. I thought, right, that's really gonna happen on but whatever. So that's okay. It was cute that they had her on there. I thought I like her. She started in the soaps.
Who?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Sarah Gellar.
Probably.
Yeah, she did. I think everybody started in the soaps.
A lot of them did.
Yeah, soaps were really big. I think as big as what they used to be. I never watch them.
Well, I don't have network TV anymore, so I don't really care.
I wonder if I should put a thingy to show me when I get to the top. I've done that a couple times. Oh, since we named this crochet.
Yeah, show your crochet.
This is a granny square shawl.
Okay, this is the stuff that we wound
last week. It's interlacement. Hold on. It's interlacements presents zigzag.
Zigzag
is what the type of yarn is, and the colorway is Ice Princess.
Oh my gosh, guys, this is so.
It's 100% rayon. Yeah,
it is so soft though.
Yeah, and I wanted to kind of get back into crocheting again, and I looked up and I thought maybe I'll do something, and then I saw the granny square.
This would be a fun little
nice little cowl too that you could turn into a cowl so easily. Oh, yeah,
this is so soft, guys. Like,
I just started that Tuesday, and I really haven't been working on it that much, but it goes pretty quick.
Well, yeah, and it's crochet.
It's crochet, so
of course it goes pretty quick.
My husband thought I lost a needle. I was looking for something, and I was sitting there, and he comes down, and I said, I think I was looking for a stitch marker or something, of course. You have to find one of those little stitch markers that I only got, 30 for $5, And I was looking when he goes, oh, you lost a needle. And I'm like, no, I'm crocheting. And he goes, oh, that's new. I said, no, I just went back to it because I thought I really wanted. And this is a perfect colorway and yarn for that because it holds its shape really well.
It does.
It's not smushy.
And I like how it.
Yeah.
Like I was really concerned that it was like the colors were going to muddle together. Like it probably would if you were knitting it.
Yeah. And see how good I'm doing? It turns into a perfect square just like it's supposed to. See?
Almost a perfect square.
It would if I could hold it, but I can't hold it. But so my tension's really good with this. So.
It is pretty good with
that. So I'm having fun. I started with an H and it was a little too loose. So I went back to a G. But I'm not a real tight crocheter, as tight as I am a knitter. You'd lose in a ballistic fire. Yeah, you couldn't use this.
So a lot of the American crochet community goes by the letters. So like this is a G for the Americans that are watching, but for the rest of the world, it's a 4mm.
Yeah.
Now, the only reason why I say that is because I have always gone by
the
millimeter size because the American letter size does not always coincide with the rest of the world's letter sizes.
Which is true. And brands.
So the only thing that's consistent is the actual millimeter size. So we need to stop that in the US. We have to stop using the letter size.
Yeah, but the thing is, we don't know the metric system here in the States.
Well, you know what? The crafting community can figure it out. They are smart people.
Yeah, we know how to do that. So,
but we do have to stop. We have to stop. We need to start using that. Because, you know, you can say G, but they're using something that maybe was made in Great Britain.
Right.
And Great Britain's could potentially be a different.
Right.
So,
well, actually, from brand to brand,
use a G and
right,
anything, even if it's made in the U.S.,
even if it's
there's no consistency across the board on the letters.
Yeah, the knitting community is much better.
Yes,
and then
the crochet,
and I don't know.
It's not even the community. Like, let's not say it's the community. Well, it's the manufacturers of the brands that are not consistent across the board.
Right. Right.
They are with the millimeters.
And the only reason I'm using this one is because I didn't have one of my furls.
Yarn Girl asked, do most patterns use the millimeter size? I don't know. My crochet experience, and I do crochet, is I typically just do it. I don't go by too many patterns. I don't use patterns very often for my crochet.
See, I do.
Right. So
yes, they usually list everything with US, G or H, and then / the millimeters, or the other way around.
Okay.
Some of your foreign patterns will only put the millimeter, and then it's up to you to take your little sizer, your thing to figure out what it is. And the difference is they're also, because European double crochet is really a single crochet. In the United States, we have different terms as well.
Right.
So it's sometimes difficult to go back and forth.
Do a pattern.
Yeah.
Depending, like, if you don't know.
Well, if you say in your head, okay, it says double crochet and triple crochet. So you get started and you do it the right way, and then you get in the rhythm of your crocheting.
The way you think it is, not necessarily the right way, but.
Well, if say it's written in UK terms, which means a double crochet is a single and a triple crochet, right? And you start out doing it with the UK terms, but then as you go along and you're cruising and everything, you suddenly think in your head 3 double crochets and 3 triple crochets, and you start going to the other way, and before you know it, you've got a cattywampus sort of thing. So if in the past, when I've had that, I've rewritten the pattern to
work with your brain,
to work with my brain, because I'm US, unfortunately. You know what I mean?
It's just what our brains are used to.
Yeah. And a lot of things don't cross over here. Okay, there's a brain barrier that teaches you right and left, and there's just some things that get there and it goes kerpow, and it won't cross over. So I don't care how many times you explain it to me, how many YouTubes I watch, I cannot figure out what I'm supposed to do.
Right. No. I totally get it.
And then one day,
100% get it.
And then one day I'll walk up to something, and the next thing you know, I'm doing it. I don't even know that I was doing it. And then I have to go back and go, like with the computer, how in the hell did I get there? So you start clicking, and then boy, do you get on the wrong sites if you're not careful. Don't try doing that.
Don't go to whitehouse.com.
No, because it's not the White House.
No,
it's a White House, but you don't want to see what's at that White House. No. So anyway, there was a question I was watching. Have you ever watched The Weakest Link? It's a TV where you don't have regular TV.
No, I don't.
Okay, there was a show many years ago called The Weakest Link, and it was a British show. And they asked these questions, and the woman was great. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. And she was insulting these people all the time. And Jane Lynch
does this way. That's not insulting. That's just giving information. Love, you're the weakest link. You're out.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to feel sorry for you. You're just the weakest link. You're done.
Right. So Jane Lynch does it, and one of the question was, this person 32 years ago ran for president, okay? And the guy that answered the question couldn't figure out who it was. The president, it was Biden, and it said the president. The way the question was written is all you had to do was add 32 years to today, because it was like 1988, and add 32 years and you have your president, okay? And that's how it was like, huh? Even I was like, so like, oh, okay, whatever. Sometimes with those questions, I would not do good with pop culture.
No, I wouldn't either.
Because I have no idea who some of these singers are and stuff like that. But I just realized, I didn't even know what. I have a new show to watch. And you all have a new show to watch. Right before The Weakest Link is this America's Voice. Guess who is on it? Snoop Dogg and Kelly Clarkson.
Oh, yeah. That came out last year.
Did it? They're like doing a bunch of states where they're competing states or something. And I just caught the tail end of it. And I didn't even know that it was I don't look for shows on regular TV. They just sort of pop up when I'm doing the clicking thing, But oh my God, Snoop was on there. And Celebrity IOU, he's going to be on one of those episodes. Celebrity IOU is a show with the Scott brothers on HGTV. And
I don't have time for all of this shit.
And well, you can tape it.
No, I can't, because I don't have regular TV.
And he does a show with them where the celebrities do something for somebody they work with or something, and they redo their house or their yard or something. And Snoop Dogg's on that one of their episodes.
Well, one of these times Snoop is going to catch us, and he's just going to walk in that front door like Colleen did last week. And he's just going to surprise us.
And you're going to see me just fall on the ground, just go, oh my God.
Deb will be speechless.
Probably the first time ever in my life.
Right.
Yeah. It's usually when my husband's like worried when I don't feel good earlier at the beginning of the week. And I was really pretty quiet, and Mike gets really worried about that.
Well, yeah. Right. Yeah. Because hello.
Yeah, but there's only 2 of us in the house all day long. But I talk to the dog. So the dog would just sort of. So
just like a child, when the children get quiet, you get worried.
It's true.
You get worried when the children are quiet because they're getting into trouble.
Okay, well, we have here.
Okay, so y'all, I started making these.
Can you see?
Can you see these?
Which ones are those? Are the hookies? What are we calling them now? Tippers?
Tip huggers. My husband calls them tip huggers.
They're perfect.
So I got these colored
tip huggers.
Colored tip huggers, but I got colored lobster clasps.
Oh, you do?
So you get to pick one.
Oh my gosh.
These are random ones with random color tip things. I will have some up on Etsy here shortly.
Oh my God, are these the cutest things? Look at this. And they work amazing. You just hook this on your progress keeper, and then you know exactly where it is.
Put it on your project.
Well, yeah, or you can put it on your project or whatever. I usually put it on my progress keeper.
Well, yeah.
But
these ones, so I just got in the colored
Oh,
lobster claws
so
and rings. So I will have matchy ones up on Etsy.
How neat.
Hopefully today.
Well, yeah, hopefully.
I have the photos taken, so I just have to get them up there.
We invited our group of gang friends.
So we're going to have some gang friends over.
We're going to do a gang thing this afternoon. Pointy sticks. We're in trouble.
Good morning from Illinois. Oh, you're just up the road.
Yeah, cool. I love having your comments right here, except I'm blind as a bat, so I can't always see.
They're kind of small.
Yeah.
Even with her glasses on, she has a hard time seeing.
Yeah.
My screen is very small.
I love the little computer. My little computer is my favorite too. I love taking it everywhere I go. Yeah. I'll take the computer over the iPad if I could, except my iPad's got the internet on it, and I don't have it anywhere I go because
because
it's got its own phone number too.
right.
So does my watch.
Right. That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
I was busy working on work this last week at work, and getting a few things up on Etsy. So I didn't get much knitting done, but this is my Musselburgh with leading men's. I'm not going to tell you the colorway because they say it's labor intensive and they don't particularly like making it, even though it is not discontinued. Yeah, but it's leading men. Just hop on their website, check them out. You'll find it.
And if you order it, they'll make it because that's what Steve and Andy are like that. But
yeah,
they, So we said, I was like, then retire it. We don't do that. Oh, okay, whatever. So you still have it. You haven't.
Yes, I think I do have blue, Miss Karen, but not for you. No.
You have a pin here.
Yeah, I know, because that was my beginning. It was my beginning of round. No, there's nothing.
Oh.
It was my beginning of round.
Have you ever knitted one of those into something?
No.
I have.
Yeah.
What?
How the
well,
you can just undo it.
No. It was knitted in. It was part of the stitch. So
not one of these, not a light bulb. This is so what she's talking about is these little light bulbs. I had stuck a light bulb in my beginning of round somewhere. I don't even know why I did it. Oh, I know why, because when I broke off and put on to needles, I had to add the 2 stitch markers.
Right.
So I needed my beginning of round. But
different.
So you knit into.
I've knitted into them. So it's actually a knitted stitch. It's part of this stitch. It's knitted into this stitch. And so when you go to try to take it out, it is the stitch.
Oh, that is the stitch.
That is the stitch, right? So I've had to fix that a couple of times.
That takes talent.
I know. Pretty special, if I do say so myself.
This is pure talent.
Yeah. Not everybody does it. Okay. So which one is your beginning of your round?
The black one.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then I need to keep these for the beginning of the round because pretty soon you're only going to have these ionized ones.
Well, yeah, but I have different colored iodized ones.
Oh, okay. Wait, I don't want to
anodized. I don't know how to say that, guys.
Ionized.
But but I still have about 50,000 of the gold and silver ones, which is why on Etsy right now there is a mystery stitch marker pack for like $6. And I may drop that even down to $5. But you get 15 silver or gold snag-free stitch markers, and then a progress keeper and a dangly stitch marker.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Maybe.
And that could probably be up there for the next 10 years. I don't think I'm going to run out anytime soon.
This is green and white. Isn't it cute?
You need to hold those up higher.
I need to get off my butt and actually get up here so that you guys can
up. There you go.
See, look how cute that is.
It's kind of, I think they might be glow in the dark.
That would be even more fun.
I don't have a black light. I'm going to have to get a black light to find out if they are actually glow in the dark, but it appears.
Take them in your bathroom.
Like it's that color.
They'll glow in the dark in the bathroom.
Glow in the dark. Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, I won't do it. I was just thinking I'll go do that right now and let you know. But since if there were 3 of us, I would probably.
It's probably not because I don't. When I got them, I don't recall them saying that it was glow in the dark.
Yeah. So, okay.
At any rate,
that's good. And we are crocheting. We're having our gang today, and we're going to Tennessee next week. Just trying to do a little bit of a recap here to figure out if there's anywhere else we need to.
So next week, you and I will be good.
Yes.
We'll still live stream from somewhere for you guys.
Right. The week after that.
But the week after that.
We don't know who'll be with you.
Yeah.
Maybe Colleen, maybe Carly, maybe.
Maybe somebody in our viewing audience would like to just come pop down. And
that's here in Indiana that can just zip over here and get a hold of her at.
Yeah.
You can just send
Notorious, are you available?
Yeah. Notorious. Yeah, she's so cool.
What about doing a Cal? A KAL.
A knit along?
I'm
I'm not good with those.
not either.
I have to admit.
I would rather do a quick little crochet along. How about you guys would you guys like to do a crochet along of something like maybe a bandana scarf or something like that? That would only take a week or two to do.
A knit along is kind of fun. It's just that I lose track. I'm just not one of those. Oh yeah,
Terry,
a make
make-along
would be
make-along.
yeah, that's something we sort of kind of did that at one point when we were doing something a year ago. We tried that once and it didn't work out really well.
Well, only because somebody just made it well beforehand and then
didn't
bother when they said that that it was going to be a thing going forward.
Right. And now that we're back on Sundays, something like that could work really good because it could be our Sunday, you watching us, and we are all working. And I think, I don't know about you guys, but this Musselburgh is like the whole thing. There was some lady who's done 22.
Okay, but I'm not going to tote the Musselburgh anymore than I already have. But I can tell you of the 50 hats that I have made, this is the one that people go back to and wear over and over and over and over again. So yes, I'm going to continue making them. Right. I may start adapting. I have already adapted the pattern a little bit, where it's written to have a make one right, make one left in your increases, and then in reverse for your decreases. I'm just doing a knit front and back because I have to have it written down in front of me to constantly be going back and forth and back and forth. It's just the way my brain works. And so for me, it's just easier. I'm just going to I'm just going to do a knit front and back, but it does screw up the pattern, y'all. If you think about it, because you're making 2 stitches out of 1 instead of creating a new stitch.
Right.
So, if you still want to have that nice little line that goes down, you have to adapt the pattern. So I have adapted the pattern for myself to do it that way, which in essence kind of creates a new pattern.
Yes.
But I would not rewrite it to do that. That's just wrong because I've taken pretty much everything out of her pattern. What are you making bad eye Googles
There's
for?
There's something swinging on the side of over there.
It's the scraper for my grill.
Oh, okay.
She's looking up. Okay. She's looking out on my deck on the grill, and my husband put a little thing on the side to put the scraper thing on so that it's there when he
I
wants
thought
to
it was
scrape
a
the grill.
Bug or something like that.
She
It looks
thought
like
there was
a
an
giant
animal or something
spider
coming out
or
of it.
something going on.
Yeah, it's a big spider. It's my spider web out there that I'm.
Is this the year of the ants?
Stop. I don't need bugs.
No, is it? And my husband said the same thing. He said the other day he was upstairs and the air had kicked on and he had all these teeny tiny little ant things on his arm. And I'm like, then there's something in the duct that you need to address. Okay. Because I don't want ants in my house. So he dropped these bombs down all these ducts that's supposed to kill everything. Air ducts, not ducks.
Not quack ducks.
No, air ducts. And so there must have been a nest because now at the downstairs, not upstairs, but downstairs, there's all these dark marks that they had crawled up and tried to get out before the bomb killed them. Yeah, so we've been scraping them up. And my downstairs is below ground. It's a high level. So sometimes I get, along the edge there, I get a few of them. And I've seen a few more centipedes this year than normal.
Except I don't like centipedes. I don't like centipedes and I don't like spiders.
They eat ants, so I'm okay with centipedes. But when you kill them, all you have is just all these eyelashes all over the place. They're
Centipedes?
there's nothing to them.
Centipedes?
No, what's the one that just is I don't know what it is.
What are you talking about?
There are these long bugs that have all these legs out the side of
Centipede.
them. Teeny tiny, and they're skinny. They're like a stick, like in the center. And then
A centipede.
And then when you smash them, there's nothing there but all these little legs. And these little legs look like eyelashes or something, like hair pieces or pubic hair or something.
Jesus Christ, what planet do you live on? You have a mutated bug in your house, then that's.
I must be living in something. And
I don't particularly like spiders in my house.
Well, a friend of ours told me she has carpet bugs. And they've been eating her yarn.
I can't. Jesus Christ, I hate creepy crawly things.
Anyway, they were eating her yarn things, and I was like, that's what started me in looking at all of this stuff, is making sure that my stacked layers in my house, I'm not getting anything growing behind it. Mikey says there's no chance of it so often. I went downstairs. I was going to clean up because I wanted to place the color, because I don't have anywhere. I always have to put something away to take out my crayons. So I put a little table behind the couch, and my crayons are right here, so I can just take them out and color whenever I want, and then just put them all away so they stay nice and together. So I had to move everything to get to that point. And I did throw away 3 things. I recycled 3 things. Good. So that was good. Well, one was about the size of this.
I was going to say, was it just like a tchotchke thing? I would have to send her on a month-long world tour.
Yeah.
And then go to her house and purge.
Well, the thing is, you probably couldn't. I probably wouldn't even know it was missing.
Right.
Yeah.
Except you would be able to walk into your house.
But see, we don't let anybody in the house.
I would send you and Mikey, and I would just fucking break in.
I know.
None of your neighbors would say anything because they would be like,
the pathway,
she's gonna like her house now.
The pathway that we walk around in the house is really clean.
You're a hoarder.
But
I know you're a hoarder.
But the hoarder stuff is fine. There's no trash and there's no extra excrement or anything else like that. That's all very clean. It's just that you're right, it's a hoarder's house. You can't get rid of an 87-cent pineapple, and I can't get rid of a piece of yarn or a fabric this big. I have to hang on to it.
Okay, but I know I'm making fun of you, but I don't have walkways through my house.
Oh, we have walkways through my house.
I don't.
Yeah, the only thing is the next house has to have is a bathroom closer to the front part of the house. As it is, all my bathrooms are at the far end. So like when you come in the garage, I want to be able to get to a bathroom without running through the house. That's not good.
That's not good.
Well, yeah, one time I got pulled over. I was driving too fast because I had to go to the bathroom. And I just totally ignored the policeman. And I pulled him to the thing, and he gets out of the car and he's ready to draw his gun and everything. And I'm like, stay here. I have to go to the bathroom. And I ran in through the house, and Mikey was in the kitchen. It was a Saturday. I said, there's a policeman out there. Please go talk to him. I got to go to the bathroom. And so I'm running downstairs, right? And unfortunately, I didn't make it. So I had to clean myself up and everything. So the cop comes, I come out there, and Mikey's talking to the guy and everything. And he goes, you really shouldn't speed. And I said, well, if I hadn't, I said, as you can tell, I'm not in the same clothes. And he goes, oh, I'm so sorry. And then he's apologizing to me because he slowed me down because I had to get to the bathroom. And so, yeah. He was a young guy. He was a little more embarrassed than I was. I wasn't, yeah. So that's, and then one time I got out of a ticket. I was back in the day with the mufflers, in the car when you had the muffler, and they would always.
We still have mufflers.
I know, but they don't break like they used to. I mean, they used to break all the time because of the salt and everything, or the way that they put them together. So long story short, the muffler was gone on this car, and I got pulled over, and the policeman said, ma'am, he said, I have to, can I see your license and registration? I said, I wasn't speeding or anything. He goes, no, you don't have a muffler on your car. And I said, oh yeah, I do. And he goes, no, I said, oh, I do. And I'll show you. And I got out of the car and I opened up the hood and I pointed to the air filter. I said, it's right here. See, it's right here. What I might have trouble with is the carburetor, because I think that might be making the noise down there. Okay. But and my muffler is right fine. See, it's this round thing right here. This is filtering the noise in the engine. And he was like, okay. He said, well, tell your husband when you get home, explain that your carburetor under your car needs to be replaced. And I said, okay, I will. Thanks. I said, I kind of thought that, and off I went.
So his brain was like, it's not worth arguing with this woman. She has no fucking clue what she's talking about at all. So just roll with it. Just roll with it and we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
But you don't, we used to go through mufflers, like, and granted, we lived out in the country roads and things like that. But at least every car my parents owned
I had a 78 AMC Concord, probably like the craziest ass fucking car. And I never once had to put a muffler on. Oh my God. I do not know what you're talking about. I mean,
we always had to put mufflers on.
Pre-78?
Yeah. Pre-78. Most of them were in the 50s and 60s. My dad was a truck driver, and he'd see him on the side of the road, and he'd stop the truck, and he'd ask the guy what he wanted for it, and the guy would say, just take it. And he'd come back with my poor brother, and they'd drag it home with a chain, not a tow thing, like back in the days.
Oh, no,
we
towed with a chain. We towed with a chain.
Yeah.
We pulled with a chain.
And so, of course, yeah, my parents were so bad that we actually went across the state line to get gas because it was cheaper, and then we pumped it into our own pump. And we just put them in 55-gallon drums in the back of a pickup truck.
Right.
I mean, we could have blown up.
That's
what she did back then. You don't think, I mean, it was just.
We rode bikes without helmets, and we played until the streetlights came on, and we drank water
from the. And we fell over the fence, and we. Yeah, I should be dead. Outside. Yeah, I should be dead.
Yeah.
More than that.
I rode in a bassinet in the back of my parents' Corvair.
Oh my God.
In the back ledge of the car, I was in a bassinet back there. That's how I rode around as a baby.
Yeah.
We all survived.
We all survived. Yeah.
Well, not all of us.
Well, for the most part.
Not all of us survived, but
my brother got mad at my sister and he pushed her out the window. That was really good. My mom's like, will you guys knock it off back there? She's like, I'm missing one. I'm like, she's down here at the bottom of the hill. And she was literally sitting on the side of the road going, hey.
Oh my gosh.
We had a 57 Ford Fairlane that had 3-speed, and they put it on the thing. And
3 on the tree.
No, it's on the ground. Oh. They put in the shifter, and it had a hole in the back because it was so rusted.
Oh, yeah.
And the Cub Scouts
had a hole in the bottom too.
And everybody wanted to ride in the back of the car because they could drop rocks as they were driving along. And then half of them were watching to see if they could see the rock. They color the rocks.
Right, sure.
Yeah, so that they could drop like a red marble so that they could see it bouncing behind there.
Right.
At least it was to the ground and not from a ledge. So we were all... I know you probably guys all have stories like that. I mean, we just like, you're right. We should be dead. I shouldn't be, around.
Well, my dad, I grew up with 5 brothers. And so I was kind of a squidge spoiled.
Mm-hmm.
Not a bunch, just a squidge. My dad was going to be, my dad went in to get a new car. I'm second to youngest too. So that helped in the matter as well. But my dad went in to get a new car, the first car that he had bought new in like 30 years. And the dealership was going to give him $50 for the AMC Concord.
Wow. And back then that was a lot of money.
No, it wasn't. $50. The junkyard would give you $100 just for the tires.
Yeah.
So my dad came to me and he said, so here's the deal. I'm not going to take the $50 from the dealership for this car. I'm going to give it to you, but you have to pay for the insurance and the gas and regular upkeep, so like oil changes, air filters, blah, 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 that sort of stuff. Anything major goes wrong with the car, I, as the parent, will pay for the parts.
Right. You pay for the labor.
But you have to fix it.
Woo! I remember those days.
Right? So I will go down to the auto parts store or wherever and purchase the parts. And then I will show you how to fix it. But you have to fix it. So that was the first car that I ever owned. And I learned how to fix fucking everything on a car. Like everything. That car I had to put in a new thermostat in that car every single week.
Just about
every week.
Yeah.
Because it would blow out.
Yeah.
Every week. I had the universal joint fall out on that thing on the highway.
Good thunk.
So the whole exhaust system underneath the car just drops off.
And there
by
was
one little $3 part. One little $3 part, and like the whole thing just freaking falls off. Oh yeah. Starters, alternators.
And nowadays
And now, and like when my husband and I got married, my husband knew this about me, that I knew a lot about cars. Just from the first car that I owned. And so he would come to me and he would say, hey, my truck is making this noise. And he would make the noise. And then he'd be like, do you know what's wrong with it? And I'd be like, it's probably the serpentine belt or whatever. And he's like, you're shitting me. I'm taking it up to Mac. And I'm like, okay,
go ahead.
Go for it. I'm not fixing the serpentine belt. Like that's not happening anyway, And of course, up to Mac, and Mac would be like, yeah, you need a serpentine belt. And it got to the point where he finally started listening. But then cars changed. Like they just changed and everything went digital. And now I don't know shit. Well,
you can't cars. Anyway, because everything is it's connected with it's so computerized.
You have to plug your car into a computer to figure out what's going on with it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. Don't know a thing.
Yeah.
So I think when I retire, I'm going to have to get like a vintage car, like a 19. I want a 19 like 85 Trans Am or some crazy thing like that because I know how to work on those.
Yeah, that's what I told Mikey. He said the only problem is we could work on it. It's just that fabricating the parts. He said that, and that was part of the problem with my Escape because they changed the way the components are done. Back in the day, they'd have to adapt the car, and it would have cost more anyway. So, and good news on the car front. Supposedly it's supposed to go into production tomorrow.
Yay. And into production where? Where's the production facility?
They didn't tell us that.
They didn't tell you that.
But I think it's Kansas City.
Oh, Kansas City.
Yeah.
Well, at least it's stateside.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's stateside.
Okay.
It is stateside, but I think it's Kansas City because that's where my neighbor's Escape came from. And they got it a couple years ago, and it was Kansas City. And our first one, not the one that I totaled, but the one before that, the one that Mikey broke, was from Kansas City, that production. So she's reading along here with you guys.
I am trying to read along. Maggie from something Africa. I can't see it. I'm hoping it says South Africa. But she says she loves my Musselburgh. Thank you.
Maggie, I love your Musselburgh Sue Deb. I love to crochet. I learned by my mom from South Africa. How cool. Nice. And then it said, and riding in the back of the truck and driving with a toddler, no car seat or seat belt, or when you stop, you put your arm out. Yes, in the front to hold the child.
Yeah, to hold the child.
I know.
Yes.
For sure. My mother did that even till the day she stopped driving, till she quit. Every time she would stop or stop fast, she still does it.
I still do it. I still do it.
Yeah.
And my daughter was in a car seat. Although, so my daughter's 30. She'll be 31 this year. But so when the seat belt and the child seat rules, the toddler seat rules have changed.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But when my daughter was like 3 and 4 years old, she was under the requirement for weight, but over for age, because she was teeny tiny.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
So we had a Ford F-150 pickup truck that had the dual armrest that came down in between the two, in the middle of the seat, and it had a seatbelt. So she would sit on top of that little armrest with the seatbelt on her.
Yeah.
In between mom and dad, and she could see out the window, and she thought it was the greatest thing in the world.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure that would be great.
Yeah, probably not the best thing in the world to do, but
listen, at my age, I remember when seatbelts were an option and you had to pay for them.
In your car.
In your car.
Yeah.
And then my father's like, there's no fucking way I'm going to pay for it. You know, so we never were a seatbelt family. And then my sister almost went through with it. And when she got her, she drove it off the lot, brand new car, a Grand Am. She had a Trans Am at one point too, but it got stolen twice. So she gave up on that. But she had a Grand Am and she drove it maybe 10 miles. And some guy went through the light and they should have totaled the car, but they didn't. They fixed it. And she didn't have her seatbelt on and she went into that. And from that moment on, we've all been very good seatbelt. And that was back forever ago. Now it's law, but it's just second nature to put it on. To do it now.
Jamie, I don't know if you know this, but the same truck with an armrest, he had taken the babysitter home and he was driving back to our house, and a drunk driver sideswiped him.
Oh.
And his truck spun.
Oh.
He flew out the passenger window.
Oh.
And hit the grass in between the sidewalk and the thing. My husband was fine. I don't know how he was fine because he's 6'4" and built like a linebacker. I don't know how the fuck he got through that window.
Must have just been suction. Had to be.
But still, this steering wheel.
Oh, I know.
Was in the way. How he didn't break his legs
and going. Yeah.
He had a scrape on his shoulder from hitting. But his truck was totaled because of that. And had he had his seatbelt on, he would have been crushed. He would have been crushed because that was the side that it was hit on.
My neighbor, we used to drive to the store with us, and we took him to to the airport sometimes and things. And I'd sit in the back and I'd be knitting or something. And he was always worried we were going to get an accident. I was going to shove the knitting needle in. He was always worried about the fact that I had my knitting needle in the back or the crochet hook. And I was doing something and I was going to end up puncturing something with it. And I said, they're pointy, but it would have to be pretty good force for that. So
that's something to think about though, when you're driving.
When you're thinking.
When you're driving, I mean, when you're a passenger, we're not knitting while we're driving.
No. Saturday, I'm going to be knitting or crocheting or something when and it's right in front of you, and it's right here. And you stop suddenly and away it's going to go, so maybe that's one way to get these reduced.
Kevlar. We need to start wearing Kevlar when we knit.
There you go. I'll start making vests
Kevlar in the car.
There you go. Pretty soon you're going to need it for anything. So, all right. Well, I'm going to take my little purple thing here.
I had a feeling you were going to go purple.
Yeah, I love my purple.
Go purple or go home. I will have more of these coming, but it's a very limited amount that will be going up on Etsy today because I wanted to match up the colors with colors because I wanted to be all matchy. Then the few that I didn't have the colors for, I just made for my girlies here. That are not
because the gang's coming today,
that are not matchy.
It's a gang meeting this afternoon.
A gang of flockers.
Yeah, a gang of flockers. So we're going to flock.
But I believe I have some more coming. I have been ordering some stuff and I can't remember exactly what all I ordered.
It's like me when
So check out Etsy. You'll see.
When squishy mail shows up, I'm like, did I order that?
Purple is coming. Purple will actually be putting up on Etsy here shortly. That color I actually do have.
She does have purple curtains. So there you go. Purple. I like this person. Yo, yarn girl. Hey, yarn girl.
Over.
Oh, yarn over, not yo.
What is yo?
It is yo, but yarn over, girl, yarn girl, whatever. So on that note,
yeah, we probably should get going. We have people coming.
We have to get. Maybe I'll have.
And we're over an hour. I hope you guys have had fun.
I always have a good time, so
make sure you hit the notifications because most of ours are going to be live. I will try to be a good girl and get it up on Instagram prior to. However, I don't always have my poop in a group. I don't always have my poop in a group.
We have to come up with the name first too. And now when we go live,
right?
So that's a good 10-minute, 15-minute discussion
conversation between her and I
to get this, so we know what to name it. What did you just say? The poop? Get
your poop in a group.
So we have to get. So maybe next week we'll just have the poop in a group.
We'll have our poop in a group,
and we'll be.
That's
there
what I'll call it next week. Hopefully.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So have a good week. Stay healthy. Stay knitting, crocheting. Get out in the yards if you have any wonderful weather. Yeah.
Stay creating.
Yeah. Just do it all.
Yep.
And have fun. And I hope you all paid your taxes because that was due last week. Yeah.
Did the taxes because a lot of people got tax back here in the US. Of course, a lot of you guys that are commenting are from Canada and South Africa and
I don't even know how they do that. Well, they have better laws.
I'm a dumb American. I don't understand how the rest of the world works. I barely understand the way our immediate world works. So
yeah,
I'm just a dumb American.
No, you're not. You're a good American.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, we try. We don't always get there, but
okay. So the people in America are good. It's the politicians in America that are not good. So
how do you like that?
I understand the rest of the world, your view on America. I get it. I totally get it.
And if you ever get in a group,
it's not the normal people.
And if you ever get in a group where they're kind of talking about politics and stuff, and you wanted to stop, just say, "Hey,
who likes pie?
Who wants a piece of pie?" So that's the cue to stop talking about whatever it is. You can use it for anything.
Anything.
Yeah.
Anything at all.
If it's you're discussing something and you just
who likes pie?
Who likes pie? So
that's how we do it here.
Have a good week. We will see you all next week from Tennessee.
From Tennessee. Crossville, Tennessee.
Bye, guys.
It's not a touch screen. I can say this every week, and I'm going to. It's not a touch screen.
So I have to do.
You have to do that.
Then I have to go up here and do that.
Yeah.